Okay. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Play Painting Live. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday evening. Here we go with another one of these. And tonight we're going to be painting these Reaper Red Mantis Pathfinders. So buckle up, kids. That's what we're doing. If you're not in the know, I don't know. There's supposed to be words here. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's see if I can find this on YouTube so I could jump into my own comment section, because it seems to be very difficult to find it. Why can't I find it? Okay, go here. Stream health looks pretty good. Okay. Think we're doing all right. Painting early. Hey, what's up, Nelson? A little bit. Painting a little bit early. We're just gonna paint these. These are like the Comic Quest minis of the month thing, and you can see how like bright mine are. Little tokusatsu. Little thing here. And we're just doing inking and layering and that kind of stuff. Trying to get these to a more presentable state. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do our liner trick. For those of you who don't know the liner trick, it's a pretty awesome trick. Man, I'm actually tempted to try a different liner color. It might be kind of cool. Black is cool, but it's also kind of dull. I wonder what purple would look like. What would purple look like against a yellow, like a yellow-orange background like this? Would that be, would it be too wild? Would it? We don't know. I could do a purple liner, which would be kind of nuts. Black liner is obviously a lot safer. Let's do a black liner. Fine. Do a black liner and decide if it's any good or not. So I'm doing the named one, Shivani, right now. Shivani's pretty awesome. In fact, I'm gonna do the black liner on her white hair just so you could see how cool this liner is. Okay, so here's black liner into white hair. All right. You can see it does a pretty good job just turning that hair, pulling out the details of the hair without overly tinting the hair. See that? It's just nice little shade there, but it's not. You can see it toned it down a little bit, but you're still looking at white hair. Like, that's pretty awesome when that dries. That's still white hair at the end of the day. I'm going to darken the shade just a little bit more, and we're going to do the rest of it. Okay. I guess I should tell the Comic Quest Miniature Club thing that I've moved over to my YouTube channel if they want to continue watching. I don't know if they want to continue watching though. They bailed pretty early. People were like, cool, and then didn't stay. So I was like, you know who stays? The YouTube crowd, they stay. The YouTube fans are trapped. They have to sit here and watch me do this. Right? So now we're applying the liner here, which is just a cool way to get more detail out of this. And that's all we're trying to do, drive detail. We're trying to drive detail without doing too much of the tedious stuff, the tedious painting. Like, this is how you should be treating infinity miniatures that have all kinds of detail to them. You should treat them this way. You know, give them nice washes like this, line them, shade them, and then glaze and highlight back up to where you need to be. Okay, that's pretty nice. Just for you saying that, you hung up. Sunday was nice and quiet for you, for your game. It was, yeah, well, Monday because of the holiday, but yes, Monday was super nice and quiet. You can see I uploaded the first part of that game with Yvonne. So that's on the channel right now. That game is going to be in 3 parts. So the middle part is going to go up probably tomorrow. For those of you who Yvonne fans that want to watch her play more Malifaux, that's going up tomorrow. And then the final part is going to go up sometime probably next week. And then we're going to do some other stuff. I don't know. I got to, if I can convince Yvonne to shoot more videos with me because you guys love her. You guys love her. According to the ratings, you guys love her. And you want to see more Yvonne. So I need to be very, very nice to her, or figure out how she will do more videos with us. Okay. So there we go. So so we added a black liner there. These guys are just so bright. I didn't know we were gonna end up being quite this bright. a little shocked by this. But I need this to dry a little bit. In the meantime, I also need to drop a little bit of. We're gonna start pulling up. We're also gonna shade the basing, so we can start pulling up more detail from the basing as well. So I'm going to drop a little bit of my, this isn't a liner, this is more of a wash now on the base. All right. Ooh, that's a lot. Maybe too much. It's okay. This is an ink glaze going on the base. You can see how it's really starting to define everything. How you been, Nelson? You doing any hobby stuff? I know you've been super busy working, man, which is great. Gotta make that paper, man. Okay. All right. So yeah, end the stream. We're done. Just kidding. No. So now, what we really need to work on is bringing some focus to these miniatures, because there's so much going on. I need to figure out, where should the major highlights be. The edge of the blade, obviously. Up here around the face, definitely. Around the hair is going to be good too. And there's just all kinds of just really teeny tiny spots that we need to pull up. Okay, so the end color is going to be like off-white, but before that we're going to hit like a golden, no, not that. Not quite ice yellow. Although ice yellow would be kind of sick. It's a little too bright of a jump. Yeah, finally got a chance to play a game of Legion Saturday, and it was my only game for August. Man, that sucks. It sucks for your gaming life. It's great for your financial life, though, right? So, you know, it's all trade-offs, man. All trade-offs. Okay. So we're going to use some golden yellow here. And yeah. Okay. So this is a very bright yellow. And we're going to use this just as a line highlight. You can see how that sharp edge is already there. I'm just gonna brighten that up even further, right? Really draw your eye to that with a nice clean highlight. Right, it's gonna go all the way up to white at the tip there to help draw your eye that way. And just so many blades. There's a lot of blades on this lady's outfit. Right. So I'm gonna highlight up here. Highlight there. So there's gonna be a lot of highlights around the top of the miniature, like all kind of leading up to the face. Just to make it, you know, really just draw interest around the general area there of the face. And the more delicately you do this, the better. Whoa, already kind of messed up a little bit. Well, I hope that you get in a good balance of gaming and working, so you can keep the cash flow nice and tight, but then also still enjoy yourself, right? Still enjoy your life. Also very important. Right, so I'm gonna tease those highlights up a little bit more around the face there. And I'm wondering if maybe I have too much yellow on the miniatures. I don't know. Is the yellow making it... Is the yellow like is overpowering, I guess. That's what I'm wondering. Right? Very hard to say. Very hard to say. Anyway, how's Malifaux Group at CQ? It's doing okay. It's doing okay. Um, right now, it's a little bit of a struggle to get people around. We have plenty of people interested, like plenty of people online following us around, that kind of thing. But hard to like land. I'm trying to make Tuesdays my day again. So coming back to Tuesdays, which is awesome, which means we can game at the shop. But we haven't had many people showing up so far on Tuesdays, and then Mark can't make Tuesdays, so he still tries to head out on Thursdays, and then I try to like gauge my week to see if you know to see if I should be doing Tuesdays or Thursdays. All right, let's get this other edge, the bottom edge of this sword. Let's bring the camera angle. Let's bring the camera in tighter, which is going to make it harder for me to paint, but hopefully you guys will get a little bit better perspective on how this actually looks. So hopefully you guys are able to see that, right? And I'm just gonna continue to highlight. So just forcing the highlights up on the edge highlight while trying to keep the shading down, the shadow. Trying to keep the shadow bits down. Okay. How's Mark? Yeah, Mark has been, it's just, he's been pretty good. It's just been tough to get him out here. He has to travel quite a bit to get down here to game, just to game with us. So it's always a bit of a, oh, hi, Mark, whenever we see him. Well, who knows? He may jump on in a little bit. So let's keep pushing these up. So I'm going to go into the off-white section of the highlight. And this is really where the light is hitting, right? And the sharpest edges are going to be we'll have some of this white. So I'm just going to pick a point here along this edge, right? Pretend that the light is shining most brightly there. If that makes sense. See that? Now do you see how that just instantly kind of gets you a little bit more interest in the blade? So we'll do the tip of the blade there and there. And you can see it's not a uniform line, but it's going to draw your eyeball to that. And that's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to trick you into believing things are exciting. Right? So I'm even gonna do a teeny tiny little bit of it right there. And right there. Right? I'm wondering if I need to introduce more orange to the miniature to make it, or am I cool? The armor now is looking more gold than anything, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. Right? Now it's starting to look like gold. She looks like she's wearing like non-metallic gold. That's pretty dope right there. Okay. So yeah, man, things are going okay. I just hope we get some stability back in our weekly gaming, and that whatever game we're playing, that we get reasonably good attendance on the when we do our monthly event. Coming up next for me on the 22nd is going to be Guild Ball. We're going to do a Guild Ball event and a paint day. There's just so many. Alright, hold on. I need to answer a thing real quick. Alright. So here we go. Alright. So yeah, still pushing highlights. I don't want to throw around too many. Like, you don't want to do too many top level highlights, because then the model loses a bit of focus. In fact, this model has lost a bit of focus because it's just so bright. It's very hard it's going to be very difficult for people to make out all the different elements on it. But it's just a very, very cool miniature, no matter what viewing angle you take on it and what how far away you are. The detail on the model is very good. She's her eyes are a little close together. Okay, we're gonna forgive her. She's still, we love you, Shivani. You're still great. Don't worry. You're still a great assassin. We love you. Don't worry. I don't know what color. Maybe black. Maybe her hair should be black. What do you guys think? Should her hair be black? I mean, in the art, her hair is black. And it's kind of cool. I have two minds about it. Either her hair stays white, and it's kind of nice because, again, let's use my son's version as the inspiration here. But you see how on my son's elements they they draw up to a light on the face, right? Because you're trying to get, hey, how's it going, Larry? So you're trying to get, shade to light and then really draw everyone's attention up here. And he just did that so well. And mine may be a little too busy compared to his. Because I'm try hard, okay? I gotta represent here. My son is he's beaten me. He has defeated me at miniature painting. It's time to hang it up. No more play it painted. Stream over. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Anyway, yeah. So there's a lot of like little edging and little things I can do to draw more attention here. I think what I'm gonna actually do is continue to highlight the hair with a brighter white, and that should also help kind of draw your attention up there. But as it stands, it's like there's just a lot going on with the miniature. And the way he did it is he didn't over busy it. Over busy. I'll learn words. He didn't clutter your view of the miniature with too many eye-popping details, because that's something that we can. I know as a miniature painter, especially when you're painting for fun, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna play with this, and we're gonna do more colors and draw this up and see what we get. You can get lost in that kind of thing, right? You can get lost in that kind of thing. I want to do. I'm liking this idea of, instead of a yellow, just keep pushing this and making it more of like a burnished gold outfit that she's wearing. Kind of like that idea. So we can do that. We can push this down to a burnished gold. And I think the colors work a little bit better. But originally this was, this was, I was trying to get back at Yvonne because she was saying that yellow was not, she didn't like yellow. And I was like, what? I love yellow. So I'm like, I'll show you and just paint like yellow. Hey, what's up, Jose? I'll show you. We'll just paint them yellow. You'll love it. You'll see. So it was a passive-aggressive thing for Yvonne. It didn't work. So I don't know. We'll go towards more of a gold, I think. And then I'll still call it yellow, though, because yellow is a great color. People need to paint it more. I don't know what she's talking about. Yeah. Enjoy yellow. Yellow's tough. It's a tough color to paint. But it's like the unsung hero of painting colors, because if you can pull off yellow, you're pretty dope in my book. Right? If you can pull off a nice convincing yellow, a good yellow color scheme, pretty awesome in my book. So yes, originally we were trying for yellow. We'll push it towards gold, okay? It's gonna look like this will look more like burnished gold. It actually already kind of does. And yes, I do like her hair white. I am liking the white. I think you might argue that it washes out her face a little bit, but I just think it does what my sons did so naturally well, which is draw all your attention up. I think if I go black at this point, it's going to force you back down. It's going to force you back down in and around this area, and that's not what I'm going for. Thanks, Jose. What have you been up to, man? Haven't seen you in a while. I like that quite a bit. All right. That's kind of cool. Do I need to? Should I introduce a burnished look to the gold? I think we should. I think we're just going to keep playing with this until we like it. That's basically miniature painting anyway, right? So here's a little trick with contrast paints. You know, if you're making gold, you want to burnish gold, you go cyan and yellow, and you shade with Guilliman flesh. Guilliman flesh, not a very good flesh tone. Okay, you don't. I tell people to buy this, but just cover this up. Okay, the color is just Guilliman. Don't call it Guilliman flesh, just Guilliman. You want a good flesh tone in contrast paints. Dark Oath Flesh is your friend. Go Dark Oath Flesh. Guilliman is just there. I won't even say it anymore. Just Guilliman. All right. So Guilliman is going to give us a red element, and you don't need to thin it really, but you need to carefully apply it. Right? So I'm going to carefully apply it here around the highlights. And we're going to run it kind of underneath. I'm just going to kind of occupy that lower area there. Yes, this is a flesh tone. I know you kind of meant that as a rhetorical question, but yes, it is a flesh tone. But you see what I'm doing? Just using it more like a shade and just drawing. Now you can keep pushing this down, which is kind of cool. You can keep pushing the contrast down to where you're going all the way from basically umber to off-white. And umber to off-white gets you gold. You're going to land on gold somewhere in between there. So I'm being very specific about where the tones go. Where all the tones and the highlights go. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting and what you should be painting. Tonight, we're working on the Comic Quest miniatures of the month. These are the Red Mantis Assassins. This is our girl Shivane, the named one, the Lady Assassin, in all of her assassin mantis-like glory. Okay. So again, the further you push the shade down and the further you push the highlight up, the more convincing it becomes, if that makes sense. That's the whole idea behind contrast paints anyway. Look at that. There's no shading or highlighting happening on the other side of that blade, and that is wild because you can't see it. You physically can't see it at all. That's wild. Okay. And then I can push it down even further. Shall we? Shall we? Yes, we shall. I know you're thinking, man, but you're done. Just wrap it up, man, you're finished. No, we're not done. We're going to push this a little bit harder because my son did too good of a job. Now we're mad. We're jealous. We're going to make this work. Just kidding. Have you seen his, though? I'm so proud. I'm going to flash him on screen like every 30 seconds. because he did such a great job. And if you want to know the truth, I did not post these online. Like I said, he finished these a month ago. And I did not post them online. Why? Because I earnestly felt people would get discouraged and be like, yeah, my 5-year-old kid did this. My 5-year-old kid did this. I think it might be a little discouraging for people. So I waited but I was like swollen with pride, man. Like, you need to see what my child has done. And I just, like, the elements of it are so great. They're just so great. Anyway, let's go again. Like, that's the legacy I gotta live up to, right? He doesn't have to live up to me. I gotta live up to his legacy and what he's doing. All right. Wow, getting discouraged now. All right, so here we go with Wildwood. Okay, Wildwood is as deep as you want to go. Apple doesn't. Hey, thanks, man. Now Tree is trying to catch up to Apple. Okay. So Wildwood, this is the very bottom of the shades for gold. Okay. Gilliman Flesh. So remember, if you're doing gold with contrast paints, it's going to be Iandin Yellow, Gilliman Flesh, and then Wildwood as the deepest, darkest shadow. Deepest, darkest shadow. Keep that in mind. Wildwood is the bottom. Right? My shoulder pad here shows you the whole picture. It goes all the way from white. This is off-white, then golden yellow, then Iandin yellow, then Gilliman Flesh, then Wildwood. All in that shoulder pad. And the shoulder pad is going to give you a nice little convincing, kind of a golden tone. And Jose has given up what Inkling, the fledgling miniature painting career that Jose had. He is now ceded to my son. And congratulations, son. You have finally ended the career of Jose in miniature painting. All right. So again, Wildwood down here. Right? See how the blade catches the light there? That's all we're doing, man. That's all we are doing. Lights and darks and lights and darks and just picking the right spots. Picking the spots, right? Where's the most shadow going to fall? Right there. Right? There's a lot of shadow there. So Wildwood goes there. Where's the light fall? Here. Light's going to bounce here and here and here. Right? That's what we're doing, folks. It takes a little practice to figure out where things should be, but once you get it, it starts to make sense. The other thing I'll point out too with miniature painting is it's not always going to follow perfect logic. Sometimes putting the highlight or the shade in the wrong spot is good for the purpose of drawing the viewer attention to something specific, right? So for example, I should actually have a pretty heavy shadow here underneath her bangs. But I don't want a shadow there because I want to draw attention to her face. Her kind of derpy look right now. But yeah. So that's what we. So there, you can be selective about where things like you don't have to be too literal about where your shades and your highlights are going to be. It's more about, you're just tricking people. You're just tricking people into thinking that this tiny little 2-inch piece of metal actually represents a, 5 or 6 foot humanoid creature thing with this awesome, this armor is great, man. This red Mantis stuff is so cool. This is one of my favorite miniatures of the month. And we've had some awesome ones. We've had some really, really good miniatures of the month. But come on, man, this thing is awesome. And like I said, this isn't even the one I picked. This is the one they added. And this one's better. But, so, here is where she's at. Yes, I'm trying to be an ambassador. I'm trying to be an ambassador for miniature painting. But my son just wrecked it. So, here, you should see his Guild Ball team. Holy crap. Anyway, so you see here's where we started, okay? So we're going to see the process again on this guy. But this is where we're going to. You see how much deeper and brighter everything is on that at the same time? So contrast paints get you to about there. They get you to about here. Which is fantastic, right? It looks great already, and you can be happy with that. But you want to push it. You really want to push it and get just nice level detail. Contrast paints, like, don't shirk off contrast paints like, oh, that's just cheating stuff for newbies. No, man, contrast paints will set the stage to get you from this to this. Okay? That's what we're doing. We're going from that to this. Right now he kind of looks like a, I don't know, like a delicious, I want to put him in a stew like a crawdad or something and cook him. He looks, as a seafood aficionado, this guy is looking delicious. As a Filipino Islander person, I would cook this person and eat it. It would be delicious. Anyway, let's go through the process again. You don't necessarily have to do it in the same order I did it, but once again, Gilliman flesh. Now I've already kind of pre-lined the model, which is fine, but let's just do it again, right? Gilliman fleshy. And Gilliman flesh gives you that red ruddy tone. Actually, no. Let's do it the exact same way. Let's go back to mid-level highlighting, right, with golden yellow. So you're gonna need a fairly bright yellow to do this. And I'm looking for edges, right? We're looking for edges to grab. That's a good edge right there. The thumb. So you want to drag the highlights up a little bit. Again, nice sharp brush is great for this. So I'm using a Raphael 8404, which got a really nice little sharp tip to it. Keeps a really nice point. If you're a Winsor Newton fan, break out your Winsor Newton for this kind of stuff. Oh, I gotta do the red too. Doesn't this part of the hilt here just looks like delicious lobster? Yummy. I don't know why this one makes me so hungry. I've been craving that seafood, man. I don't know. I might have to get some seafood tomorrow. I think that's priority for family day. We're doing a family day tomorrow. I'm gonna say wherever we go, we get some seafood. May go to SeaWorld. Then that way we could look at the animals, and then Daddy can get hungry again. And then we can go eat. We won't eat. I don't think they serve. Well, they do serve like fish at SeaWorld, but it's like not good. I think you can get like cod at SeaWorld. I think you can get cod and maybe shrimp cocktail. You know what sounds really good to me right now? It's like lobster. Oh, Ritter's. Oh my God. You know. Wait, are you local, AT? Ritter's is so good. Yeah. Ritter's, uh, the Ritter's in Costa Mesa is where like I like to go to do like some of our department lunches, like when my team goes out and I take them out to lunch. We like to go to Ritter's because the steamers are like the lunch specials are really good. Obviously, steamers. You can get the good jambalaya or the gumbo, super good. Oh, hey, what's up, Albert? All right, yeah. Ritter's is so good, man. Ritter's is very similar to that oyster bar that's like Palace Station, right, in Vegas. I don't know if you guys ever go to Palace Station in Vegas, but I go just for that oyster bar because it is delicious stuff, and it just needs to be a part of my life. So every time I go to Vegas, I'm like, man, we got to go hit that oyster bar down there because it's so yummy. How you been, Albert? Long time no see, man. We need to get you do a little road trip. Come on down, do some gaming with us. Well, we could play Malifaux. It's a uh, super, super complicated, very deep game. You know, someone with so much time like you would have. I'm just being sarcastic. Yeah. But hey, if Yvonne can learn Malifaux and she likes Malifaux and she can play Malifaux, you can too, man. You can too. That's all I'm saying. Alright. Wait. I'm hearing talk about Maine lobsters are like $8 a pound at 99 Ranch. I try to stay out of 99 Ranch. And don't get me wrong, I love 99 Ranch. But the parking lot scares the crap. I will not take my child to that parking lot, 99 Ranch in Irvine, because them people just, it's the driving. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. It's the driving down there. It's crazy. I'm not going to risk my child in the parking lot of the 99 Ranch. Like, I'll go brave it myself. I'll go to Seafood City. I'll do stuff like that. But my kid, he wants to go to 99. Daddy, let's go check out 99 Ranch. Like, yeah, but I can't risk you in there, man. I got to be able to airlift him in because I just don't want him to get hit by a car or anything like that. It's crazy. Your second son's coming out in a month. Yeah. Congratulations in advance, buddy. That's awesome, man. That is so great. You got 2 boys coming. Why you got to copy me? Why are you copying me? Now, 2 boys is awesome. It is so great. You know, my boys they're still little guys, but now, you know, we take one to in the mornings now. I got to take my boy to kindergarten. I got to take my 5-year-old to kindergarten, and I got to take the 2-year-old to daycare. And so the mornings are crazy now at my house because I gotta because now I gotta get these 2 little bodies up and ready, and like I'm brushing their teeth while they're still asleep. Like I roll them over and you know. And my 2-year-old's used to it. My 5-year-old, he's weeping. He's just so sad. He's not a morning guy. And he's like begging, like he'll beg and plead, Daddy, I can't. Daddy, I don't want to go to school. Daddy, whatever I need to do, I'll do it just so I don't have to go to school. And he's just like, that's like my inner, you know, for mom and me, like, yes, we feel exactly the same way. We're like, look, we feel exactly the same way, son, but you got to do it, man. You got to go to school. Which one, off Culver location or Jeffrey? Oh, the 99 Ranch? I'm talking about Jeffrey. Yeah, that pretty sure Jeffrey crew because you got what's it called, Tapioca Express in that same one. And man, that parking lot is terrifying. It's terrifying. Can't tell you how many times. Like, anyways, what I was saying was I take my boys to kindergarten and I take them to preschool. And 2 weeks ago, I'd finished dropping them both off, right? And I'm driving. So now I got to get into work, and I'm driving down Culver, trying to get like headed down towards the 405. This car hits me, just bunk. Not like bad, but just a real fender, just a fender tap, right? Just bunk, right? And I'm like, okay, I don't think anything is really damaged, but let's check. So after the dude hits me, I come off the road, I pull over to say, hey, let's look at it, and dude just drives off. Didn't even stop, didn't even check. And I was like, I was so mad. Because it's not, yes, yeah, we were safe and nobody got hurt. I got a little bit of a little nick on my fender, but it's not really that. It was like, what if I had been hurt, right? What if maybe the car is fine, but what if it like jerked my neck? What if it, really, really messed me up? That's a hit and run. Yeah, it was not good. It was not good stuff. You actually have a Malifaux crew ready to be built. The Rasputin. Oh, that's the one with Krampus. Oh, that's so cool. I kind of want one of those. What am I saying? Of course I want one. I want all the things. It's a problem. That's the problem with Malifaux. Straight up. Is you like too many things. I like too many things. I have well, I'm painting a Crossroads 7 for commission. I know I should have taken a pic of his license plate, but here's the thing, Nelson. Like, he was so tight in on me that I never got a look at his plate at all. And when I pulled over, he sped off so fast that I never got the plate. Never, ever got the plate. It's like, it's like he was in so tight that you can't see it, and then he just broke out. And I was so mad. And then this week too, we were doing a user trial out in Laguna Niguel. Really nice part of town, right? And coming back from lunch, and this like Range Rover just pulls out right in front of us, and I swerve the car, honk the horn, and just, I don't know. People are just bad drivers out right now. I think this week alone, I was almost in an accident like 3 different times, right? And I'm the Asian man. Like, I'm is the common denominator me? I don't think so. I think I'm a fairly good driver. Just people jumping out in front of me or popping me in the back, just doing all kinds of like not good stuff. I'm just really, really grateful that my kids were not in the car when any of this stuff happened. With the Range Rover, it was I had one of my coworkers was in the car with me, and he tried to get the person's license plate, and he's Asian, and he immediately went to Asian. He's like, oh, Octave, I'm his boss. He's like, Octave is an Asian guy. I will find him. And he tried to get a good look at this person's face. And it was, it wasn't Asian. It was some white lady or something. But he's like, oh, I was sure it was Asian. And he got super mad. I was like, whoa, calm down. I think it's funny where you're going, but calm down. and he was so mad. Now, the car that I got, that Highlander I got, is really cool in scenarios like this, right? Because it'll beep at you, it'll tell you when to brake, it'll give you a swerve warning. The car is really smart. There was even one part where I could actually feel the car hit the booster on the brake to get me to stop faster. That was crazy. Like that car is really nice. Like I feel a lot safer in that car, just because of like it has some really good like advanced safety features and stuff on it. Whoa, settle down there, buddy. See, that's too much. You gotta calm down with these highlights, Octave. That's way too much. You just feather that down, right? Feather that down. We pretend that didn't happen. Okay. All right. So that's the first generic level highlight. Now we're gonna pick. Oh gosh. Well, hold on. Yeah. Well, actually, so see how right here, this detail got muddied up because I was a little too soft on the highlights. We'll fix that. We'll fix that with shading afterwards. Okay. Yeah, I got a Highlander. It's a used Highlander. I got a 2018, but super nice. So they're just really nice cars. It's I call them like a van that I'm for a man, right? Like a dude doesn't want to have. He don't want to buy a minivan. He doesn't want to admit that he needs like the space of a minivan. So you buy something like a Highlander that's got like a foldable third row seat and a big giant trunk in it, and it's not like it's not like a Suburban or anything like that, but it's a good size SUV. It's got decent gas mileage, and it's just it's a nice looking car. Paid a little bit extra to get the black one because I wanted to drive with a little more authority than my RAV. So the wife is driving the RAV around. Oh, by the way, I switched to off-white, so now we're doing top-level highlighting. We're looking for an SUV right now, 2020 Hyundai Palisade. That's what we settled on, but I got to play the negotiating. Now you got to play the... I don't know much about the Palisade. Is that a nice one? I'm fairly brand loyal, and I stick with like Toyota. Like our family is a Toyota family. When my wife and I met, we were both driving Toyotas, and we just like really loyal to Toyotas. I didn't even. That was more of a coincidence. My wife was, she was in a couple accidents with her little Corollas over the years, and they just the ability to walk away from accidents. It means a lot for her. So, and when she met me, I had a Celica, right? I had that like dope black Celica GTS, man. That was the hey ladies car for a young strapping single man, that wants to pull up in his little sports car, his little hey ladies car. You just tease a little bit of white there. You're diehard loyal to Toyota? That's cool, Larry. Yeah, man, they're great cars. It used to be that they were cheaper than Hondas, right? But then Toyota changed their company motto was beat Honda in like the late 90s or something, and then they just started to wreck Hondas. See, Jose remembers the Celica. Jose, do you remember the Celica? Wait, did you know me when I was single, Jose? Man, did you? I need to know this. Did you know, Jose? Did you know me when I was single? Or I had the Celica for a while after I got married. Actually, all the way up until we had Octavius, I still had the Celica. But yeah, if you if you knew me when I was single, and you know, I didn't run you around town with me, then I'm a bad friend, because I used to do that. But hey, I tried. Your uncle yelled at me in the Philippines for not helping you with your with your situation. And I was like, he like came at me. He's like, wait, you're Octave? Yeah. Why isn't Jose married? And he went straight into me. I was like, whoa, buddy. I did my part. Anyway, the Toyota brand family, but she didn't like the third row. Oh, and she doesn't want a van. Well, here's the thing: the Highlander, you can fold it down. Fold the third row down, and it's real. I still think you should look at one. I know you may be moving into a Hyundai. Don't. I would still look at a Highlander, dude. They're good. Even the base model Highlanders are very good. The gas mileage is a lot better than you'd expect for a car that size. And I just love them. Like the reason why I bought mine was, I was telling my dad. I was having brunch with my dad one day, and I was like, Dad, I need to buy another car. Like, I need a little bit more car for my family. And he's the one that's like, hey, have you seen my new car, son? And he bought a Highlander. And so he showed me the Highlander. I checked it out, and I was like, okay. I'm going to start looking at these, and found a really good deal on one at Toyota of Orange. And there we go. I ran with it. She thought it was too small. Oh. Okay. Jose saw the Celica. Oh yeah, you saw the sad days of the Celica. Her name was Angelica. And actually her name was Sorsha. You saw the last days of Sorsha. The Celica. Rip Sorsha. I was sad to see that car go. Right? I was sad because I love Celica, and they stopped making Celicas. Right? They stopped making Celicas at like 2005. And you know what I wanted to be. At the time I nearly bought the yellow Celica. That's how much I like yellow. You can't stop me from liking yellow. I was nearly that dude, but I think the girl I was dating at the time was like, no, only a-holes drive the yellow Celica. I'm like, oh, but I could be that a-hole. So, but I went with the black one. And, the black one was still quite cool. I don't think the Highlander is small. I think you should go check one out if you haven't already. Just a great car. Absolutely love mine. And if you guys want to know another thought I had, right? Because so I did the car shopping by myself, which usually, don't get me wrong, my wife gets say in everything. But when we were, when I went to the car, she was like, no, this is, you want to have, she said, you go out, find the car that you love, and I trust you, and just jump in it and drive it home. That's a great wife, guys. That's a great wife. And she trusted me, and she was, the day that I bought it, she was with her mom and explaining to her mom, oh, no, Octave's out. He's going to go he's buying his car. And she's like, well, you're not with him? You're not helping him pick it? You're not doing all this stuff? And my wife was like, no, he's fine. He'll figure it out. He knows what he likes. He'll come back with a great car. So, yeah, kind of nice to have that level of confidence, right? Even though I know I'm going to screw it up most of the time. But yeah, and so when I was looking at the card by myself, I had this thought because I was like, man, Kingdom Con is over. The last Kingdom Con was this past year. The only other conventions, gaming conventions, I'm interested in going to are far away. Kubla Khan up north, or Las Vegas Open, right? And I'm looking at this. Highlander and going, okay. I could potentially pack like 6 of my friends and throw them in. We could all go down to LVO, play some Guild Ball. We could like go down as a pack, play some Guild Ball, play some Malifaux or something. Like it was. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you guys that I was thinking about you when I bought this car. I was like, man, we could just pile the people in this car, get that, and head down to LVO, get some gaming in. It's gonna be awesome. Of course, it's for us, dear. Of course, yes, it's for a bigger. It's for a growing family, darling. It's not. No, of course. Oh, what's this? What? You mean I can fit a bunch of miniatures in the back? I could. You mean I could bring my buddies down to Las Vegas and what? We could use my dad's timeshare and stay in there, and we could go to the Las Vegas Open. You don't say. That is a gaming convention, huh? Maybe I should check that out. Yeah. Okay. Canary yellow Tacoma from back in the day. Oh man. Your Hyundai third row is only a little bigger, but she doesn't want an American SUV, which are... Yeah, I agree. Again, I think you should go check it out, man. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. I don't know. Could be wrong, but go check one out, really, because they're cool. Okay. All right. So another thing here on this one especially, this is what's going to be hard, because the bug eyes are going to catch a little bit of light, right? See, I'm going to want to just barely, really gently just start nicking a little bit of color on here, just to lighten up the top half of these eyes. And I'm using the same colors that I'm highlighting the gold with, to draw some attention to the top of the eyes. And it's funny, if you look at these, if you look at the mask closely enough, you can actually see the little eye holes where the I think they're elves. The elves or the humans are sticking their eyes out of, or looking out of. You see little triangles right there? That's really where they're seeing out of. I don't know what the actual insect eyes part of the helmet does. It's like Beats by Dre or something. They listen to, they're listening to music in there. All right. Okay. Not bad. Do I need any more white as part of this highlight? Yes, I do. So yeah, so if you're just joining us on the stream, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. We're painting some red Mantis assassins. That is the task for tonight, folks. These are the Comic Quest miniatures of the month. For any of you locals, I strongly suggest participating in this, because it's super fun, for one. And, you know, even though for me, like, I have to take a break from commissions to do this, it's nice. It's just fun. Just give yourself some time, have a little bit of fun with it. And then, you know, And if you like value, which every miniature gamer loves value, you get to turn these in on the due date, pick them up after, and when you pick them up, guess what? You get another miniature. I told my son that, and he freaked. He said, "Daddy, count me in. I want to paint a miniature for the miniature of the month." And then he proceeded to just wreck all my hopes and dreams by painting such an awesome set of miniatures. But yeah, so tomorrow we're gonna go. I don't know. We probably gonna go to SeaWorld. Probably SeaWorld, or we could end up going to Knott's. I don't know. It's gonna be hot and muggy tomorrow, so Knott's. We'll only go to Knott's if it's early enough. Then we can hit that fried chicken place. Have you guys eaten at the chicken dinner place at Knott's? I love this place. You need to go. If you are a connoisseur of fried chicken, kind of like I am. I know Jose likes fried chicken. I would assume most of you guys like fried chicken. You need to come. You need to go have the chicken. I forget. It's called Knott's Chicken Dinner or something like that. It is amazing. It is a wonderful place. They got great biscuits there, and it's just like old fashioned food. You get a lot of food. The prices seem a little high, but you get a lot of food. What age group is good for Knott's? 2.5. 2.5 is fine for Knott's. I started taking Octavius there when he was 2, and he thoroughly enjoyed Knott's. It's just so cheap, right? Annual passes for Knott's they're like $80, and I think if he's under 3, he doesn't need a pass. And you take him on, when they're that age, you take them to Camp Snoopy, and you ride on there's a little truck ride and that kind of stuff, and you can take them on the full train, and they ride the train. Octavius really liked all those rides, and then when he turned 4, I put him on the log ride. And the log ride's super fun, and then you have that drop at the end of the log ride. and I took a picture, the sheer terror on his face. We took a photo of it. I've never seen my poor son that scared in his entire life, and I know I'm laughing. I'm a bad person. You judge me how you need to judge me, but to this day, he still won't ride it. I'm like, son, hey, you want to get back on that? You want to get on that log ride? Come on, man. Come on, son. You know you like the log ride. It's like, no, Dad. Yeah, Knott's is great. We go to Knott's. Probably once or twice a month at least. So $80 on an annual pass for Knott's is insane. That's less than going to it's half the price of going to Disneyland once. And if you use it as often as we do, it's the value's through the roof. Because here's the deal, and I know you're not as close to Knott's as I am, but here's what I do with my kids, right? Because my wife likes to sleep in. So what I like to do, I get the boys up early. We go out, have breakfast 8:39. As soon as breakfast is done, we head to Knott's. We hit Knott's. Usually Sunday's better than Saturday, but you can do it Saturday too. You hit Knott's right as it opens, and we have this entire system. One, you don't hit the first group of security line. You hit the second group. You go around, and that saves you another 5 to 10 minutes going through security. You flash your annual pass. You go through the park. You can do 4 rides comfortably. Which is quite a lot for a little kid. So we usually do the submarine ride, we do the carousel, we do and probably a train ride, and we do a truck ride, right? So that's me, my 5-year-old kid, my 2-year-old kid. We do all of those. We do 4 rides, and we're in and out of there 90 minutes flat. And the best part about it is you park, and don't park in the regular parking. Don't pay for parking. You get there. go through the main entrance, and then when you see the TGI Fridays on your left, pull into that lot, pull a ticket from there, and get in and out of the park within 2 hours. You don't get charged. You have better parking than regular parking. You're parked right next to the park, and people don't know this, but I'm telling you guys because I'm that good of a person apparently. But that's the system, right? You even have time if you wanted to. You could even have breakfast before you do all that stuff. So if you got there at 9, you went to the fried chicken place, which is amazing. Then you do that. Then you go have breakfast. Then you go on your 4 rides. You get home, and you're home by noon. Your kids have been on 4 rides. They've had breakfast. They're on the couch asleep. And guess what? You could go back downstairs and paint miniatures. Is what I'm saying. You could do, or you could roll. You could line up your afternoon miniature game. You could get on your group chat and say, hey, who wants to play some Malifaux this afternoon? And you know what? And your wife can't say nothing. Why? Because you already did for your family. That's what I'm saying. You've already done it. She's just waking up. She's just groggy, like, oh man, it's so good to be sleeping in on the weekend. And you're already home with the kids, ate breakfast, been on rides, napping. Like, it's the trifecta. You look like the best dad ever. It's just so good. So good. But it's all timing. You got to get the timing down. You do it that way. I know we're supposed to be talking about painting, but this is like next level dad stuff, Albert. You get this stuff. Like, people freak out when they see like oh man, you have these 2 little kids. How you do that? How you do all that stuff? Like, no, it's all timing. Get the timing down. Your little boys, yes, and you just you keep them moving. You keep these little guys moving, and actually a lot of times we get on the way back we get food, so we'll have breakfast and lunch, and then basically the only thing mommy has to do is when they wake up again from their nap, she got to hang out with them while daddy is doing daddy wonderful miniature things. Just living my best life is what I'm saying, right? I'm living my best life when that happens. And you're like, oh, you're such a good dad, so great. How do you do it? It's just so wonderful. I can't do a good. I definitely cannot do my wife's voice, but stuff like that. It's getting your kids up early is one of the best secrets of being a dad. If you can get your kids up early and get them invested in what they're going to do that day, like, you get so much done. And again, we're trying to get to that golden ticket at the end where we're rolling dice, where we're flipping cards. We got dope Mantis miniatures at the end of this. You will get there. You will get there. But Knott's is just such a great, it's just this great place. He gets up at 7. See, that's even, but your wife like to sleep in? Of course your wife likes to sleep. They like to sleep in on the weekends, right? But for us, like, I don't like sleeping. That's my problem. I don't like sleeping. I want to just keep doing stuff. It's weird, but I actually feel, if I get more than 8 hours worth of sleep, I feel physically ill. Right? If my wife gets less than 7 hours of sleep, she's like comatose, basically. She's almost dead to the world. Well, I'm the opposite. Like, I need to, like, I'm up. If Comic Quest was open at 8 a.m., I would get up at 8 a.m. and I would be yelling at Jose in Discord to say, come game with me. Stop. No, there's no excuse. You're not driving your family around. Just come and game with me. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. But yeah, Knott's is awesome if you're going to do that. SeaWorld is good too, because you know if you're gonna go to San Diego, you can do SeaWorld or you can do the zoo. It's like free for one Disneyland pass. For the cost of one Disneyland pass, you can have annual passes too. SeaWorld, the Zoo and the Wild Animal Park, which is you can get the good ones too, not just like the regular pass. You could get the dual pass with the parking included and all that good stuff, the free tours, all this kind of stuff. This is for one Disneyland pass. You get SeaWorld, you get Wild Animal Park and the zoo. You can get a Knott's pass. You can get a Long Beach Aquarium pass if you want it. You can have all of that or Disneyland. No thanks, Disneyland. Like I'm gonna take my kid. My kids are gonna have variety. Jose's gonna say, "Let me sleep." Why, man? Why? Why? Come on, man. You ain't up painting miniatures with me. You get you get up and play this game. It's how it's gonna work. I'm just gonna scream at you in a Will Ferrell voice. Calm down, everybody. All right, they're starting to look pretty good. I don't know. What do you think? I think they're starting to look pretty good. They look so... They look like bees, right? They look like bees or hornets or something. They look more like that. I mean, they're cool. But, you know, this is all just sort of... Now we're just at the point where we're just going to mess around until we like it. All right? So Wildwood's coming in. So the last miniature of the month, I think I spent like 45 minutes on. And it was just, here's some contrast paints and a couple highlights and just knock that out. Right? This one, just having a little more fun. A little more fun. And just doing a little bit of the extras, kind of make them look a little more, a little fancier, right? Like a little more effort in getting these done. Still not the best work, but it's just kind of like blending and highlighting stuff. This is the fun part of miniature painting. You don't want to be in the tedious part where it's like belt, 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 hook, spike. Like that's super boring. You get into this where you're like, okay, we're going to force that up to white. We're going to force this down to black. And we're just going to have cool light thrown all over this miniature. That's what I like. Cool lighting effects thrown all over the miniature, basically. I'm going to give him... Actually... Let's do... So black here. We're almost done, guys. We're gonna, but I'm gonna show you a little surprise. Okay, you got a little surprise. I know, it's all very exciting, but I'm gonna show you a surprise. Okay, as soon as the base is done. But first, a couple. Let's do a little more highlight on the base. I need like a generic highlight now. So bone is a good generic highlight. And you can just kind of mix it up or down. It's just going to be a generic highlight on the base elements. And then I'm going to use a different wash to kind of bring it all back together. Okay, because I got to blend these green. I don't want the greens and the browns to be this distinct. I want them to blend a little bit better. So we're going to do that by highlighting a little bone just to show off edges. Right, and then we're gonna use almost like an Agrex Earth shade to wash it all together. So that highlight right now looks a little too stark. It's okay. It's all part of a process. What we want this highlight to be a little more stark than it's going to end up, because it's got to be able to stand up to this wash step that I'm about to do. Okay. So, any other questions, comments, threats so far? Everybody working on your miniature of the month. Hopefully you guys are doing a great job. Things are probably looking good. Probably. Even if you don't think they're looking good, they probably are, right? You're going to be way more critical of yourself than other people are. Just bear in mind. We forgive you. We're going to be more forgiving of you than you are of you. Okay? So, a little bit of an umber wash here. Right? Warm it up, blend it all together. See that? And the highlights are going to poke through. And we're going to give this just a minute to dry, and then I will show you the surprise. Okay? And I don't know, it might look weird at the end of this. Jose still wants to sleep. Why, Jose? Be a bachelor, Jose. Give up sleep. Do cool things, okay? Like, you gotta live it. You gotta make it count, right? You gotta just make it count. That's what I'm saying. You got some living to do for the rest of us. All right. I need to be critical of myself. That's what you, Nelson, everyone else. Oh my gosh. Can I show you guys this miniature I nabbed from the discount bin that was at CQ? So good. Let me get it. All right. So excited to deal with this. Just don't wreck. Where'd it go? Here it is. Oh man. This is gonna be a thing. This is gonna be a thing, folks. Okay. This is perfect timing too, because we're gonna let these guys dry for a minute. Okay, so we're gonna let them dry. Actually, want to we'll put some flowers down or something. Actually, let me do that real quick. In fact, you can do that while this last wash is drying. Right? Draw a little interest. And just do, not a great spot for flowers for her base. But let's put one there. And this guy, they have cool bases. Put one right there. Right, so we got a little bit of glue going down there. And guess what? Yellow flowers. Because yellow is awesome. Don't let other people tell you otherwise. All right. Just kind of set that in place. Firm little press there. Okay. We're going to let these dry. We're going to let that wash on the bottom dry for just a minute. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So let those dry. But let me show you what I nabbed from the discount bin. Right? I'm going to open him right now. He's so cool. And I'm going to have to make time to paint him, because he is so awesome. Look at this. Look at this judgmental Asian uncle. Look at him go. That is so cool. Look at, he's got the folded arms. He's already judging you. Why you not painted me yet? He's already mad at us. Look at this guy. He's so great. I cannot wait to get that guy up. And I'm just going to, every time Jose shows up, I'm just going to put him on the board. He's just going to exist on the board like that. Oh, man. But see, first off, he has this crazy mold line. I gotta fix that. This is a Reaper minute. This is from Savage Worlds, and his name is Warlord Kang. If you want to get him, I think we all need to get a judgmental uncle. We're all gonna get a judgmental uncle. This is gonna be the unofficial mini of the month. Go find a judgmental uncle. And the point of it is you build and paint one, and then just when you're playing against somebody who understands the judgmental uncle concept, you just put it down and it's judging them. Right? This is Jose's uncle judging me. That Jose is not, Jose has not married yet. This is Jose's uncle. He's mad at me. All those judgmental stares. Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, let's do this. Actually, no, I got to seal real quick. Sorry, guys. We're getting there. Okay, hold on. Let me I'm gonna do a quick seal on these. Well, first I gotta make sure that wash is dry. So I'm gonna blow all the excess off of it. All right. Whoa! Look, I just blew the flowers off. That's not good. I guess the glue was insufficient there for this dude. It should stick. Maybe those flowers didn't want to be on the same base as this like creepy Mantis assassin dude. There we go. If you're worried about excess like glue like that, see how that's still white back there? That's gonna, it'll dry clear. You just gotta trust in the process. Right? Trust in the process. And again, even if it doesn't dry clear, you touch it up. Not a big deal. But this always dries clear. Okay, quick seal. Dare you to cosplay as Warlord King Pro. Hell, I will totally do that. I will totally, although I think my son has another cosplay, like a family cosplay idea that I think we're doing. So I have to consult with him if Judgmental Uncle is okay. Okay, so we're gonna do, so I usually use satin varnish when I seal these up. Do that. Where's the thing? There it is. Hey, what's up, Matt? Welcome to the feed. Any of you guys working on the miniature of the month, or is that just me? I know Larry's working on it. Okay. Let's see. All right. Quick seal. Doesn't have to be that extravagant. Just enough to get him through. Get Shavane. Shavane. Blah. Okay, those are fun. We'll give that a second to dry. Actually, I think I can even work on the last parts right now. Right? Let's go ahead and do it. Hold on. Rinsing out my airbrush. Whoop. But yeah, after this, man, it's going back to Malifaux. Back to painting Malifaux stuff. But let's finish the minis of the month. Again, the idea here was, a lot of times I do like fancy stuff with basing and that kind of stuff on the minis of the month. This time, I really just wanted to focus on getting a decent, a fun and decent paint job down. But the last bit of stuff here is this. Let's see if it worked. If it didn't work, oh well. But as you can see, these were the translucent bases, and I masked them with liquid mask prior to painting these up, right? So we got a fun little way to finish the model instead of painting the lip black like I normally do. We're gonna peel that off. And we're gonna have these, they're gonna be on these fun green translucent bases. Kind of like scratching a lotto ticket at this point. A little lotto scratcher. And I have to be a little bit more careful when I get to the actual edge here. There we go. Why did I do that? I don't know. I was bored. It's like, let's do that. So these are on super fun things. These are going to be things that my son plays with when we get them back. So he's going to think these are cool because they have the cool green translucent basing, which is stuff that like I always buy at CQ. The staff, which is mainly Yvonne at this point, knows that this is like I wait for these to come in. so she usually will let me know when they come in, because I use them for all kinds of different miniature games, but it's great when the translucent ones come in too, because then you have the option of doing this. And I did this. I actually have a set of Aristea miniatures that I just saved the translucent basing on, right? Now, if you want to know what product this is, right? Because if you want to try to do this, because it's pretty awesome, let me show you that. Okay. Let me show you the product real quick. So this is Vallejo liquid mask or masking fluid. They do sell this at CQ. You can see it's this like it's kind of like this blue-green color. And I think CQ the CQ will sell it in a bottle like that size. But it's the same stuff. And you just apply it with a brush. Apply it with an old brush, like a crappy brush. And apply it at the very beginning, like right after you've built your model. Go ahead and apply it. It goes on like a mint green color. Apply a fairly heavy layer on, and don't brush it on. dab it on. Just dab it on, make sure the whole thing is covered, and then it's gonna dry clear. It's gonna start off that blue-green color, but it'll dry clear, so don't freak out when it dries, because when I first worked with this stuff, I thought that maybe it had run off, like it didn't stick. It sticks just fine. It's gonna dry a little clear, so bear that in mind, and then do all of your painting all the way up to ceiling, just like I did. Right, paint everything all the way to from start to finish. Don't remove it early. And there you go. You can use the same technique if you are painting like some of those special edition Malifaux clear plastic sets. Like if you're painting a Nightmare set, you can do that, and like you can mask off certain parts of the model, and then pull it off. Let's get the ones off the other one, and I'll pull them off. And then we'll judge, right? We'll judge to see which, if these look as good as my son's. I don't know. I'm a little worried. His looks so good. It's really... I feel like this whole clear base thing was just a cheat. Just to give mine like something interesting about it versus his. But his are so good. Okay, so again, just being real careful about scraping up to the edge of this thing. If you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. This is what we're doing, folks. We're painting some red Mantis assassins from the Pathfinder line. Why green? Because that's what I had. If I had red, I would have done red. I would have done, if I had red, I would have done red, and I would have put them on more of a dungeon floor than a forest floor. But as it stands, forest floor is cool. Looking pretty cool. I'm actually gonna, I think I'm gonna pop these off the holder so I could scrape them a little bit better. Right, let's do that. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Also, let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. I want to get back more into painting videos on this channel, and because activity on Twitch has been so poor, like I tried streaming on Twitch the other day and it was just depressing. Like there's just not much activity there, maybe not much interest in my channel on Twitch, probably because I don't have all that weird stuff. Like, I don't have those... When you look at a painting stream on Twitch, like, how much of that screen is actually painting the miniature these days? Seriously, have a look, because it's like, you have like a list of all the subs here, you have, like, chat here, you have, like, a gallery here, you have, like, a contest here, you have social media stuff here, and then this little square here in the middle, this little square here is where they're actually painting. I'm like, dude, what? Who needs all this other stuff? I just want to, like, if I want to watch a painting stream, I just want to see somebody paint something. Right? I don't need, 40K bruh dude's bingo party. I don't need his bingo bucks. Like, Twitch is weird, man. I don't understand why you need all this extraneous stuff. I know I'm talking a lot of S on Twitch, but I used to have more stuff on my interface on Twitch, but now it's like I just got tired of it. Like why do I need like special sounds when people sub? Why do I need all that? I just I guess it's exciting for the viewers, but nah, man. Like I got a logo right there. That's about it. I'm cool. That's there. That's as fancy as I'm gonna get, people. I'm painting on green paper. How about that for production value? You know, it's fancy. And now I got fancy, clear base things. All right. I guess that's really where it ends, huh? It ends right there. All right. Ramblings of an old. I am, dude. I've got questions for my millennial audience. Like, what is up with that? Actually, I don't even understand what's up with them streams. Like, I watched a YouTube stream, a group paint stream, the other day. I'm gonna diagram this with miniatures because it's my favorite thing to do on this channel. Hold on, let's pull Shivane off here, and I'll show you guys. I will illustrate this with the miniatures that we just painted. How about that, folks? Anyway, that's right. This is miniature painting and a show, and we don't need no 40K bruh dudes, bruh bucks. We're just talking miniature stuff, okay? Cool. All right. Righteous, brother. Righteous. It's righteous, brother. She'd like that rhino. It's righteous. Okay, so, like, I was watching this other painting stream. It was a group painting stream. And I was like, oh, man, group painting streams were so cool back in the day. Because when YouTube had Hangouts, I don't know if you guys remember this show. When I'd have, like, 3-4 people on. And we'd all be painting. And the screen would pop around, and you got to see a bunch of other people's projects at the same time. I want to get back to that, and I don't have a technological solution for that in the absence of Hangouts, but I'm trying to figure something out so we can get back to that. And that way you guys can actually participate. You could be painting and conversing with me live while we're painting and making fun of me. But anyway, right, so they had this group painting stream. Here's my son's, by the way. Look at his. They're so good. They're so good. Look at his. Anyways, and it had like 4 people on it, right? So here's like the 4 people. It had like 4 people like this, and they're all sitting around this table, and they're all painting stuff. And there at no point did you actually see any of the miniatures. They had like this table. There's like a shot of a table with miniatures kind of rotating around like this, but you couldn't actually make out any details or anything like that. It was really sad. And I'm like, okay, sometimes you watch a group paint stream not for painting and seeing individual projects. Maybe sometimes it's about the people, right? Because some people are just entertaining. There's just some people that are just entertaining to converse with or watch or talk with or whatever. I can name some people that are like that have been on this channel. That it's like, yeah, I want to paint with them, but you don't necessarily need to see what they're painting. This was the worst of both worlds because you couldn't see what they're painting, and what they were talking about was super boring. There was like nothing. It was oh man, and don't get me wrong, like I want to be positive with that kind of stuff, but like it was a little frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, a little frustrating to watch because it's like I wanted them to be. If you're not gonna show the painting, like be entertained, like there should be a reason. But it was just so. Everything was just so staid. Everything was just so milquetoast. It was like, yes, I also like Scrabble, and my favorite Space Marines are blue. And that was like the conversation. Literally like 4 people. That was the conversation, man. And meanwhile, I'm on here like talking about how you're gonna get fried chicken in the morning and go and go to Knott's Berry Farm with your kids and look like a super dad, drive a Highlander. You know, important stuff. That's what we're talking about. But I want to do that. I want to do that on this channel. I want to have a group paint stream, but not like a round table setup like that because it's boring. I want to do different camera, you know, where the hangout style, where it's a coded in camera setup and you see different projects going on at the same time. And then I just want to be able to talk like regular conversations. Like I don't want to have to be like, oh, and I jumped in the chat and sarcastically asked them what Primarch is their favorite Primarch because I've seen that like 9 million times on paint streams. What Primarch is your favorite Primarch? And people would be like, oh, I really like Guilliman. I really like Ferris Menace. And it's just, it's just not. Anyway, I do want to get to that point. Like, I'm going to figure it out. Either we're going to use Discord, and we use Discord and OBS. This is, right now I'm streaming through XSplit, which is really bandwidth heavy for some reason. So you can't, we tried doing it with XSplit the other night with Mark, and it didn't work. But it may get to where I'm just going to switch OBS to it. So, anyways, let's have a look at what we have painted. Okay, so yeah, like I said, my son painted his like a month ago, and they're looking really awesome. So here's I'm just clowning Maine. So it's no hard feelings. It's no hard. Anyway, here is. So here's his Shivani. He made $400. That's dope, man. Good stuff. So yes, good. That, you know how many Malifaux crews he got coming out. Anyway, so there's his, which is just, he did a better job bringing focus to the model, like telling you where, using the highlights and the color blending where you need to be looking, right? So his just looks awesome, and mine looks like try hard. Doesn't it? It looks a little try hard. Not the, you know, I ain't ashamed to admit it. Look at that. He just, his are so great. They're just so great. I'm so proud. Okay, so those are our Shivani, right? And then these are the regular Mantis warriors. So with his, I let him control basically everything. What he wanted to do for basing, he wanted to glue the tabs in, which I was like, son, we don't do that. Let's just make, you know, let's make good miniatures. But he had a good point. He wanted to glue the tabs in because he wanted, it's more important for him to have strong, like stable miniatures, because he's going to be like, wah! He's going to be playing with them afterwards, you know, when this is all done. But look at, I think what I really like about his is, again, with the lighting. You see how the light draws you towards the center of the miniature, right? Which is weird because the focal points of the miniature here are the head, but yes, the chest there is a focal point of the miniature. And so he just did a really good job. I'm not sure where my antenna are all bent on mine, but yeah. That's probably why mine looks a little bit more like a bee or like a wasp than it does a mantis. His looks more like a Well, his definitely looks more like a Mantis because it's green for one. But this thing looks like, now I'm starting to see like 40k Striking Scorpion warrior. Now it does look like a Striking Scorpion. It's actually looks better than a Striking Scorpion. What? Stop talking bad about GW. But no, it's pretty good. These are just fun sculpts. I'm super happy. This is like some of the more fun miniature of the month stuff. Really great. Okay. Well, I don't think I'm gonna do anything else on these, but we can hang for a bit. I'll chill. I gotta build some Crossroads 7. We could also build oh, I pinned it. I got just responding to some comments. Okay. I'll show you some Crossroads 7 stuff. We'll just chill for a minute. We're just gonna hang. Because this is what I have to paint next. That stuff was super fun. Okay. Look at these. Playing a little fiddle. That's a great miniature. That is a great miniature. That one's playing a fiddle. Look at this dude. He's slapping the bass, slapping the bass. You literally bought Gluttony. That dude's slapping the bass. This one here, just yeah, just doing that rock star fist pump in the air. Super cool. And this guy, let's get the skinny jeans, doing cool guitar moves there. Then you got slapping the drum right there with the snake. The snake, this is the one you bought, right? Gluttony. The one I need is the big one. I need this one, Envy. The big mech thing. I have to glue him in. Chris left him out, which is kind of nice. So I can kind of paint him a little bit separately and then just pop him in when he's done. And I gotta stick him on his base. So I'll do that right now. And then finally you got this dude that has all the anger. He's the anger dudes behind him. So he's like this. He's ah, ah, and then he has oops. These anger dudes be like that, I think. Wait. Wait, how's it? So like that? Oh, it's like that, right? And they're like, ah, we don't like you, guy. Is it? I'm not sure exactly how this goes. Is this guy's hand holding? What is Crossroads? The Crossroads 7 is a specialized Malifaux crew that is made up of models from 7 of the factions. It's a special set that you can run as one crew by itself, or you can or a lot of us just want the individual pieces for our faction. So for example, the guy playing the cool Spider Steampunk organ, his name is Envy, and he goes with the faction I play. And then Matt bought Gluttony, who plays for the faction that he plays. But you could stick them all together and have a and play them as a single crew that way. What am I? Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Oh, is it like that? Oh, I see. Is it like that? And these dudes are like, yo, man, like this guy right here is like whispering in his ear, yo, man, check it out. I got a deal on some AOS stuff, costs $400. It's from Matt. They could do stuff like that. I think he goes like that. And these guys just chill with him like this. That's what I think. I don't know if that's true or not. But we're gonna glue him like that. Why not? That's right. That's what it should. That it should be like that. Let's do that. Now, these are super fun miniatures. They're very composite. Okay, and I don't like these style bases. They're ugh. Like you're paying for like an MDF base insert, and yes, it fits in there nice and clean, but this painted is not good because it's just a flat surface there. It's like painting paper, essentially. It's just not very good. All right, let's do this. One day. All right. So I think what I'm gonna do. Whoa. Yeah, I'm gonna glue the elements in separately like this, so we get a little bit of play. Oh, they don't. That arm didn't line up. I don't know. Now it's kind of sad. He's like doing hover hand. Why are you doing hover hand on this dude? We'll just. Okay. So there's that. I'll let that dry. You want to know what else my son is working on? He's working on a young bronze dragon, which just started. So I know it doesn't look like much right now, but he's super excited about that one too. And then we're gonna glue this thing on, which I don't even know. How does it go? I think it kind of sits like at an angle like that. I think I have to pin it. No, I could probably. This is not my best night, but because I probably should pin that. Shoot. I should probably pin that. Let's just pin it. Let's be good. I'm on camera. I don't want you guys to know that I get lazy sometimes. Of course you know I get lazy. You shouldn't have to pin that, but it's a little... That's a little awkward, the pose there. So we'll pin it. Whoa. If you want to know what I pin with musical wire. You know, instead of paper clips. Paper clips are great. Go ahead and use paper clips if you got them. But if you need to do a ton of pinning, like buy yourself a little spool of musical wire, and it's good times. All right. And then here's the pinning kit I use. So I use this type of, this is essentially a P3 pin vise, and then you want to get these type of, let me show you how this works. These are the nice like extra heavy rod pins, and the drill bits are smaller than the normal ones you can get for miniatures. They're less than a millimeter. Okay, so this is the P3 pin vise, and it usually has that chuck, right? That chuck obviously is not going to take this. So what you do is you just flip it, right? You flip it to the broad side like that, and this will fit in quite nicely. It's like super snug. Just goes in nice and snug. Tighten down the whole thing, and now you have a pinning kit. Like, now you have a pin vise that's going to be a lot finer than like the Army Painter one or the GW one. I know, stop talking bad about GW. I know, but this is what I found for pinning, and it's great. If I can hold my hand still enough to use it, it's great. But this goes in at an angle. Now, downside, it does make that nice little squeak. Pinning is something that you mostly reserve for metal miniatures, but occasionally you'll get one of these. You want to do it on a plastic miniature, just to give the miniature plastic or resin you can pin to, but that's more about stability than anything else, right? So you want to drill a deep enough channel in there to where the pin will sit comfortably. It's not bad. We'll glue our pin in place. You can pin both legs if you want, but usually it's just good enough to have one little anchor in place like that. I need Envy. He is pretty cool, right? So there's your pin. Obviously, you can pin a lot smaller stuff. The sword arm here for Shivane. I'm calling her Shivane. I pin that. Not the most fun, granted. Not the most fun thing to do, but it does give your miniatures a lot more stability. Okay, so this is going to go like this, and these kind of go in flush like that, which means I'm looking at the angle, and I'm going to drill the angle. And when you drill all the way through the base. When you drill the base, drill all the way through the base. The last thing you want is your pin getting stuck because it's just slightly longer than the base is wide. And you gotta make sure that you did the right angle, so dry fit it before you right. There you go. So it should snap pretty well into place like that. And you just glue this in. Ugh. Ugh. All right. So I'll hold that into place. Wow. Why does the Arcanist one have to be the most annoying one? Like the least stable one? Why? I don't even think did the pin sit properly? Hopefully it did. I'll give that a minute. Now, the other thing you can do is if you don't have the gel super glue, you can use accelerant. Right? You can use quickset to help it dry. This guy's really mad at the keyboard. Look at him go. It's a pretty cool spider organ with Gatling guns. Pretty awesome, actually. Okay, there we go. So that's going to sit like that. All right, so let's go ahead and recap what we did, and then we're going to call it, because it's a good time in the evening to call it. So once again, the Comic Quest miniatures of the month, these are due tomorrow. If you want to turn them in and get credit for the free mini, Red Mantis Assassins. Liking that, dude. Pretty cool. That's the Red Mantis Assassin. And then here's the named one, Shivane. Is she angry? Look at that grin on her face. What's all this on my face? I'm angry. Super fun miniatures. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, as far as this channel, if you guys are looking forward to it, the part 2 of my latest Malifaux game with Yvonne is going to be uploaded sometime tomorrow. I need to render tonight. So the next one is really just more game. So if you just like to watch kind of the play-by-play, we played 20 Soulstone game, Karis versus Fitzsimmons. It's mostly for banter and just to watch a little bit of us gaming. And then the part 3 will go up later next week. That's the conclusion of the game and some like post-game thoughts. That's all coming up. So anyways, we're going to call it here. It's almost 11, which is still fairly early. Like, we could be painting. I could be priming all that stuff. But you guys don't want to watch me prime. It's super boring. I'm probably going to mount these up and prime them anyway. And we'll do some more paint streams during the week. But that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. Good luck getting your miniatures done for tomorrow. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one.